Welcome to Wonderslate. Subscribe to our Telegram channel given in the description to updates and study materials. Topic for today's quiz is Novels, Society and History Set 1. Question number 1. What was the first novel in English? Option A. Rob Roy. Option B. Pamela. Option C. Tom Jones. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. Tom Jones. Henry Fielding's Tom Jones was the first novel in English. He was a novelist of the early 18th century, claimed he was the founder of a new province of writing where he could make his own laws. Question number 2. What do you mean by serialized novel? Option A. A cheap, illustrated novel. Option B. A novel published in a magazine. Option C. A format in which the story is published in installments. Option D. All of these. The correct answer is Option C. A format in which the story is published in installments. A format in which the story is published in installments, each part in a new issue of a journal. In 1836 a notable event took place when Charles Dickens's Pickwick Papers was serialized in a magazine. Question number 3. What is expressing in the novel Epistolary? Option A. A story written in the form of a series of letters. Option B. A story written in the serial form. Option C. A novel based on true historical events. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option A. A story written in the form of a series of letters. An epistolary novel is a story written in the form of a series of letters. The epistolary novel, on the other hand, used the private and personal form of letters to tell its story. Question number 4. What was the hero of Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe? Option A. Merchant. Option B. Washerman. Option C. An adventurer and slave trader. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. An adventurer and slave trader. The hero of Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe, 1719, is an adventurer and slave trader. Shipwrecked on an island, Crusoe treats colored people not as human beings equal to him, but as inferior creatures. Question number 5. What was the first novel to be serialized in English? Option A. Pickwick Papers. Option B. Ivanhoe. Option C. Tom Jones. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option A. Pickwick Papers. The first novel to be serialized in English was Charles Dickens' Pickwick Papers in 1836. Magazines were attractive since they were illustrated and cheap. Question number 6. Who was the writer of the novel Mayor of Casterbridge? Option A. Charles Dickens. Option B. Thomas Hardy. Option C. Walter Scott. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option B. Thomas Hardy. In his novel Mayor of Casterbridge, Thomas Hardy mourns about the loss of traditional rural communities, loss of a more personalized world, and the old rural culture with its independent farmers dying out. Question number 7. What did Jane Austen portray in his novel? Option A. Women in urban England. Option B. Women in rural England. Option C. Women in genteel rural society. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. Women in genteel rural society. The novels of Jane Austen give us a glimpse of the world of women in genteel rural society in early 19th century Britain. They make us think about a society which encouraged women to look for good marriages and find wealthy or propertied husbands. Question number 8. Which was the novels that became a great hit in the late 19th century? Option A. Treasure Island. Option B. Jungle Book. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option C. Both A and B. Books like R.L. Stevenson's Treasure Island, 1883, or Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book, 1894, became great hits. They aroused the excitement and adventure of conquering strange lands. Question number 9. People think you are a good woman, but you are bad, you are deceitful. These lines were taken from which novels? Option A. Jungle Book. Option B. Jane Eyre. Option C. Treasure Island. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option B. Jane Eyre. People think you are a good woman, but you are bad, you are deceitful. I will never call you aunt as long as I live. These lines are taken from Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, shows protest against hypocrisy of elders with startling bluntness, breaking the established norms of society. Question number 10. What was expressing in the novel Ramona? Option A. Love stories. Option B. Adventure stories. Option C. Comedy stories. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option A. Love stories. Ramona expressed the love stories written for adolescent girls by American women writers. It also first became popular in the period of 1884, especially in the US. Question number 11. Which was the earliest novel in Marathi? Option A. Mochongad. Option B. Muktamala. Option C. Yamuna Paryatan. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option C. Yamuna Paryatan. The earliest novel in Marathi was Baba Padmanji's Yamuna Paryatan, 1857, which used a simple style of storytelling to speak about the plight of widows. Question number 12. Which was the earliest example of a story in prose in Indian literature? Option A. Meghdoot. Option B. Kadambari. Option C. Dastan. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option B. Kadambari. Stories in prose were new to India until Bana Bhatta's Kadambari, written in Sanskrit in the 7th century, is an early example of a story in prose in Indian literature. Question number 13. Who was the novelist that attempted to translate English novels into their mother tongues? Option A. Chandu Menon. Option B. Kandakuri Veerashalingam. Option C. Both A and B. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option C. Both A and B. Few novels came out of attempts to translate English novels into Indian languages. For example, Chandu Menon, a sub-judge from Malabar, tried to translate an English novel called Henrietta Temple written by Benjamin Disraeli into Malayalam. Question number 14. Which is the first proper modern novel in Hindi? Option A. Pariksha Guru. Option B. Bhartendu Harishchandra. Option C. Ramayana. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is option A. Pariksha Guru. Pariksha Guru, published in 1882, written by Srinivas Das of Delhi, is the first proper modern novel in Hindi. It cautioned young men of well-to-do families against the dangerous influences of bad company and consequent loose morals. Question number 15. Which was the first novelist to portray the darker side of colonial occupation? Option A. G. A. Henry. Option B. Rudyard Kipling. Option C. Joseph Conrad. Option D. None of these. The correct answer is Option C. Joseph Conrad. It was in the 20th century that writers like Joseph Conrad, 1857 to 1924, wrote novels that showed the darker side of colonial occupation. Thank you for watching the video. If you'd like practice this quiz, then download the Wonderslate app now, link in the description below. If you have any suggestion for us, feel free to leave comments. If you liked the video and want to see more of it, hit the thumbs up and don't forget to click on subscribe button to get more updates of the future videos.